How you doing, Chief?
I'm alright, Ray.
I ain't talking to you Stugats. I was talking to those who are watching this production, not you.
Up yours, Ray.
Anyways, before the smart guy ruined the opener, I'm gonna give a quick introduction on who we are. I'm Raymond Scarpa, and this is my mook of a cameraman, Salvatore Scaglione. Hey, don't focus on you, focus on me. Anyways, we've finally got honest jobs now instead of selling stolen hubcaps on the street corners of Little Italy for $50 a pop. But this interview ain't about me and smart fella Sal over there. It's about some wise guy who's been tagging up the mafia patch of Brooklyn, and me and old Sal here are gonna see if we can strike an interview with the fella.
You think that's him, Chief?
Of course that's him. You must have been born yesterday to turn out that dumb.
Hey, pal, we just got to talk to you for a second.
Okay, we finally got Mr. Blade here to agree to an interview.
That's good. Right, Ray?
Of course, what are you, the village idiot?
Quit ragging on me, Chief.
Shut up, Sal. Anyway, let's stop wasting this nice guy's time, alright, Sal? So everybody, this here's Blade. He's been doodling all over the city like a concrete canvas. So, Blade, you got a real name?
Stephen Ogberg. Could you refer to me as Blade in this interview?
Sure. Anyways, the press has some specific questions they want me to ask you here, if that's alright. I just don't want this to be a shakedown, Mr. Blade.
Sure, let's keep everything civil here. No shakedowns.
The first question on the document wants your birthday and birthplace.
Sure. I was born in the Bronx in 57.
You're just a kid?
Well, I'm a legal adult if that helps you.
Alright. How long have you been tagging up the metro, Mr. Blade?
Well, I started painting as a novice in 1972. Back in 68, I wasn't doing so well in my studies, and so my parents sent me out to live with my grandmother and Uncle George in upstate Saratoga Springs. I came back to the Bronx in about 1970 to find a lot of artistic expression carried out on the city, and it inspired me to do what I would do.
When you came home from Saratoga and saw the graffiti everywhere, did any specific work stand out or inspire you?
Yeah, two names in particular. Staff 106 and Turok 161.
I like to hear that.
What?
That artists inspire other artists and such a pattern follows down the years to further generations.
Well, that sure is an interesting view on art itself.
I'm not much of an artist, more of an interior decorator. I paint walls red. Anyway, this interview ain't about me, it's about you. The next question the press wants is a specific number of train cars you've painted in which stations.
Sure. Well, I can't really say because I haven't been counting cars. But I can tell you I painted a lot of trains in the 2 and 5 line metros.
That's the one that runs all throughout the Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Central Park, ain't it?
Yep.
Damn, that's a good stretch of trains, Mr. Blade.
I just see it as more of a blank canvas to fill.
Well, according to the NYPD, they say you've tagged up more than 5,000 train cars. Now that's impressive.
Just doing something I like to do, Mr. Scarpa.
And speaking of the NYPD, have you had any run-ins with the force while painting?
A few times. I try to stay clear of the city's peace officers, but I can't really control what they poke their nose into.
For the last written question, have you made a name for yourself, Mr. Blade?
Sure, lots of folks in the neighborhood call me the king of graph.
Graph?
Graffiti.
So you're famous.
Not really. I'm unsure if I have fame because I try to keep away from the publicity due to the law enforcement catching on.
Well, that sums up all the questions the press has for you, but I have some personal questions.
Depends. What are they?
Well, I was wondering if Sal and I could see some of your art in person. You know, go down to the train yard, take a gander at some of your works.
Okay. Sure, Mr. Scarpa. I can make time for that.
Want to take your car or should we take Sal's?
Sal's.
Hey, Chief, you ain't touching that steering wheel.
Shut up, Sal. Now you remember that I put a down payment to cover the cost when those loan sharks tried to bash your damn kneecaps in, so it's my car too.
I'm gonna show you 4 of my works in this yard. I spent a few months in this yard spraying paint and praying to a saint.
Huh?
You know, praying that the cops don't try to stop me from making a masterpiece.
Ah, I get it.
This here's the first one. This is the one I started on first.
I like it. It's hip.
What?
Bad joke.
Well, let's go see the other ones I painted. I made this one about 2 weeks after completing the previous one.
I like this one better.
Glad to hear it. Hold up, Scarpa. I think the security's snooping around.
Ah, shit.
Ray, you think seeing Blade's art is worth the risk?
Yeah, now shut up, Sal. It's part of the Blade experience.
We don't have long, so soak up the image.
Not one inconsistency. Hell, you're one good artist, Mr. Blade.
Thanks. Anyway, let's move on to the next row. This is the last one I can show you.
You got unique style, Mr. Blade. Say, do you ever name your art? Like, if I were to look up Blade in a Commodore 64 database, that you'd have train art with specific titles on them?
Currently, as of now, all my art remains unnamed. All of the graffiti I do is just as a vibrant and cool way of writing my name. So I haven't really named anything yet.
I see. My advice, you enroll some of your works in a museum. Then you can name some art pieces.
You think people would buy it?
Oh yeah, you'd profit off this real well. And trust me, Sal and I used to be financial advisors in the money business.
Yeah, I remember that. Before the cops came and raided the...
Shut up, Sal. You think Mr. Blade needs to know that? No, he doesn't, so quit yapping on.
Okay.
Hey! You're not supposed to be here!
Ah, shit.
Vote for it.
Well, that about concludes what we wanted, Mr. Blade.
Thanks for having me on the show. It's definitely been an exciting adventure.
You're very welcome. You take care, buddy.